Berserk fans, I am calling you. If you were skeptical, if you were worried, if you was in fear of what was about to happen to this title, because in case you ain't here, in case you've been living under a rock, Berserk is returning despite the passing of the creator, the late great Kentaro Miura. Berserk's manga is returning. People were skeptical, including myself, of, oh god, how is this going to work? What is the art gonna look like? Because Kentaro Miura was, bar none, one of the greatest artists and greatest storytellers of our time, period. It's just, it's facts, okay? I will hear nothing else of it. It was straight up a 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, 20 out of 10 type of style. How are they going to be able to match up? Now, we started getting inklings of information of, well, for starters, we had that Studio Gaga that he had set up with apparently his best friend, longtime friend, and whatnot, and he was getting the art style down packed, but it was still like, okay, you know how to draw some type of style of his. How is this still going to work? Like, one of the biggest scares a lot of us had is, remember what happened with Boruto? Ikamoto was with Kishimoto since chapter 7 allegedly of Naruto, and then when we get the first 9 chapters of Boruto, you know, Sasuke looks like Professor Snape from Harry Potter and shit like that. Obviously there was a massive change and a massive overhaul, but nevertheless a lot of us were scared, like, yo, next thing you know, Guts is gonna look like Sylvester Stallone or some shit. Like, we were scared, but we can 100% rest easy because there's nothing to be scared of anymore. The first images, first of all, there's some leaks, but also the first image alone that came out, a colored page of the Berserk return with Guts and Puck, and I ain't even gonna lie, off rip I was like, okay, it looks, I could see the Studio Gaga change, because Studio Gaga, one of the things that I think is probably due to the way they decided they're gonna just adapt all their anime is it looks 3D. Like, they look like they intend off rip with the manga, let's make it 3D, so when we transition it in an adaptation, people aren't gonna bitch about, oh, it's all 3D CGI, because the manga style will be 3D CG. In theory, that's genius. Like, you're not gonna get any more of the complaints. The fandom ain't gonna be bitching and whining and moaning and screaming and they're gonna just be like, oh shit, Berserk is back. So we got this image, which I am gonna lie is so freaking amazing. But then, and I'm gonna try to be as spoiler free as I possibly can. I'll just show like maybe a face or two or a panel or two, because it is freaking insane what I'm looking at here. The art from the chapters themselves looks straight up like damn near Kentaro Miura. Like, I could maybe see a slightly difference, but it looks straight up like Berserk. It doesn't look like, man, Kentaro Miura picked a good one. Kentaro Miura knew what he was doing as he was passing, of training a protege to do and pick up his work from where it left off, because this looks like Berserk. And if this is what Berserk looks like, then we're in 100% good hands, because from what's been told to us, Kentaro Miura's best friend is the one that's doing this, Studio Gaga and all that jazz, but his best friend that knows what's supposed to happen, he probably left him a blueprint on top of that of, you know, A, B, C, D, these other points, the bullet points of where to go with it, and also the art looks on point. This might be the greatest switch ever of switching the artist, but it still is remaining intact. Now, obviously, it's a matter of reading the chapters and seeing like, okay, it looks good, he knows everything, how does it write, how does it play, how does it, you know, the paneling, because Kentaro Miura was very cinematic with his paneling. That's going to be a question, and honestly, from the little pages I've seen, it looks really great, and wow, Berserk continues on, and it doesn't seem like we're going to be, you know, screaming in agony, because it could have gone really bad. Honestly, the only artist that I would have personally picked from anybody out there that I thought could have handled Berserk was Takehiko Inoue. Maybe Boichi, but definitely Takehiko Inoue would have been the one to do this. But despite it not being Takehiko Inoue, it looks incredible. Berserk fans, rest easy. Berserk is going to be mwah, beautiful, good sub, beautiful. Very, very exciting stuff, and I'm happy to say Berserk is back, and despite we don't have the god himself, Kentaro Miura, his spirit lives on within this manga. Let's freaking go!